we'll just do a quick brief thing on the SmackDown WrestleMania, because obviously the two matches that we've got involved there are the tag team. Is it a fatal four-way? I think so. It's Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, aka what are they called again? They're called the
Dirty
Dogs.
Dogs.
The
Dirty Dogs.
Dirty Dogs. Then they got the Street Profits, Ray Dominic Mysterios. I don't know why they don't just say Mysterios. And also I say Mysterio quite weird. It's just because I'm Scottish. Just get mad, yeah. Then Chad Gable and Otis, the Alpha Academy. They're going to do it for the Academy, as they said on SmackDown.
They do it for the Academy.
So, that match, predictions.
So is that going to be whoever wins that then? Oh, wait, no. Wait.
Whoever wins that is tag champions, because Dirty Dogs are the championships.
And that's happening on SmackDown, is it? Not
well,
WrestleMania?
Yeah, it was because they wanted to cut down time for the Manias, because they're really conscious about times of Mania, so they didn't want to put too much on it. And I think that's, to be honest, I think it's a bit mad that this has been excluded, because it should have at least been pre-show. I mean, you could say that maybe being on SmackDown is better than being pre-show, but I don't know. I think this is potentially a very good match.
Yeah, like you're saying, that's a bit weird that that's not going to be on at WrestleMania. While you got something like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is going to be on there. But right, in terms
that was just shoved together, and it was just a bit of a.
It's just like a couple years too late, sort of that match. You know, that would have happened. That would have been a good match a few years ago, before Sami Zayn had all his injuries and that. But now it's sort of like he has a very different style of wrestling, where it's very cowardly, which he's getting a lot. He puts it along well, but I'm not for it really. It's not for me.
I want normal Sami Zayn back. I want the underground, whatever he was called. I want him back. Anyway, tag team match.
Yeah, that tag team match. I feel like they're just going to put the belts back on the Street Profits, and I'm here for it. I love the Street Profits. Eventually, Montez Ford will go off on his own, because he is way like I like what's his name? I was going to say Dominic Wilkins. That's a basketball player. What's Hawkins? Something Hawkins, Dominic Hawkins, something like that. He is good, but I just feel like you know what Montez brings is just so much energy in everything he does.
Naturally physical, his natural physical ability is just through.
Like he will be. I think he could be a champion one day. I think it was
funny watching Hall of Fame. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's funny watching Hall of Fame, because they emphasize Rob Van Dam as the man whose 5-star frog splash was higher than everybody else's.
Oh yeah.
And also that obviously that was a joke referring to paraphernalia, but also the fact that when it was said, I just immediately thought, well, no, and I was like, I know somebody who can definitely do a 5-star higher.
It would have been amazing if they just cut the camera and it's just Montez Ford's just sitting there, just kind of holding in a laugh or something, just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, RVD, like they weren't shabby, it's splashes, but the height that Ford gets is ridiculous. He literally, it's like he's touching the top of the Thunderdome. It's crazy.
It's mental. So you're saying Street Profits?
Yeah, I'm saying Street Profits.
Okay, Connor, we can actually get some Connor insight, because now he kind of doesn't know.
I'd have said Street Profits as well. I don't think we've even seen the Dirty Dogs wrestle in however long have we?
Yeah, I don't think they've actually had a proper.
They haven't defended the belts, have they?
No, they've had them for a good while.
Singles. I think they maybe had a single. I think Ziggler had a singles match. Maybe.
I just can't really ship Ray and Dom Mysterio. I feel like Dom Mysterio is just living off his dad's name.
Yeah.
And I really don't think Vince McMahon has an absolute clue what to do with Otis, because I don't feel like this Otis Gable team is like, don't know, I can't really get behind that either. I'm surprised they took the belts off the Street Profits in the first place, to be honest. I can see them getting them back quite easily.
Yeah, I think they probably took them off just to be like, you know, that they've had them for a good while, because along with their longest reign as Raw champion, I think they then had the SmackDown one for a bit longer. So I think they're like take them off for a bit, but then let them have a big pop when WrestleMania comes around to pick them up, I think
the tag division's just got very little likable tag teams at the minute. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, Yeah, that's definitely.
There's not really many tag teams on there that you think, they should have the title. I think that's why the New Day keeps getting them so often.
I agree. So to clarify, you're saying Street Profits also?
Yeah, I'm going Street Profits. Either that or they'll just do some shit and keep it on the Dirty Dogs. But yeah, I'd say Street Profits. That's my prediction.
My thoughts are the team that I want to be champions are the Dirty Dogs, because I think they're such underrated tag. I think they are a really good tag team. I think both individually as wrestlers, I think, are brilliant. I think they both should. I mean, I say that every person in WWE is a great wrestler, except for maybe Nia Jax, because she just gives people concussions.
He's an assassin.
You know, I think they're the team I want because I think there's so much you can do with them. They're so good. They're so versatile. But I think the team I'm going to say, I think they're going to put it on the Mysterios. Because, and the reason I'm saying this is just because they've focused a bit on Dirty Dogs, they've focused a bit on the Street Profits, they focused a bit on Gable and Notice last week on SmackDown. I just think that, I think they're going to have like a fatherly son moment. You could just hear Michael Cole being the father and son or something like that. You know what I mean? You could just imagine it. And
didn't they have Otis and Gable win the gauntlet match the other week though as well?
Yeah.
So that could be a shout. I don't really know why they do that, but it could be a shout.
I think that's just to throw people off. I think it will be the series, and I think
I still find it mad that they broke up the what's it, Heavy Machinery,
and where is
and then just put Otis straight back in a tag team that's probably not as good as the original one.
No, yeah, I mean, I think it's good in terms of build up his character, and it's kind of working. Like, I don't know if he's face or heel because it seems a bit more heel because just how they kind of come across. But I'd still love Otis, and he like the work he's doing. Gable is making him look decent, but at the same time, it's still just like I can't see Otis doing anything really. I don't see them. I don't see him really being an effective tag team champions. A good team there with Otis. So I don't know.
I just think
I don't see it.
I think Vince likes him, but he just doesn't know what to do with him. So he obviously broke up the tag team, gave him the Money in the Bank, then was like, well, what do I do now? Because he's not realistically going to beat either of the champions. So I feel like that's why they gave it to Miz, because if Miz can't realistically beat the champions, but he's a heel, so he can pull some stuff over to get like a dirty win.
Yeah.
Right, and then the other match on SmackDown, which is it's weird not having it on WrestleMania. I know whenever it's on WrestleMania, people complain because it is just a glorified Royal Rumble Battle Royal thing. But the Andre and Giant Battle Royal, and I think this one, I just want to spend hardly any time on it because it's just a guess. But I'll read out who's involved: Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, Cedric Alexander, Drew Gulak, Elias, Eric. Who is? Oh, Eric is in Viking Raiders. Okay. Graham Metalik, Humberto Carrillo, Jackson Riker, Jey Uso, Kalisto, King Corbin, Lindsay Dorado, Mace, Murphy, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, Shelton Benjamin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Slapjack, T-Bar, and Tucker, who's just out of nowhere appeared.
Oh my God,
there he is. That's where he is.
I thought he was just dead. I thought he was just like kayfabe dead.
I mean, if I had to give my opinion, I'd say Baron Corbin's probably going to win because they gave him like a little. They're giving him segments like beating up Drew at the minute, aren't they? So probably he'll win, but I'd want Shinsuke to win because I love Shinsuke.
Yeah, that's a good show. I'm thinking the same sort of thing. Obviously, that's going to have like all the storylines of, T-Bar, Mace, and that they're all going to turn on what's his name, Ali. There's going to be a whole thing there. There'll be probably a Hurt Business as well, Shelton and Cedric just being thrown into this just because that Hurt Business broken up there. I think
Johnny,
Ricochet could be a show.
Do not try to analyze the Under the Giant Battle Royal.
I'm not analysing it too much. I'm just saying that's what they're going to do. It's WWE. They're going to do that. I'm saying Elias just because I like Elias.
Okay, I think this is just fun guesses. So, Connor, can I clarify yours? Are you saying Nakamura or King Corbin? Corbin.
My prediction is Corbin.
Okay. I am going to say, just because I think it could be Ricochet, I think it could be Nakamura, I think it could be King Corbin, because I think did he not win the Andre Giant Battle Royal? That's why I'm ruling him out. He's already won it once, so I don't think they'll do it again. I'm going to say Jey Uso, just because he's had a good year, probably his best year in WWE in terms of singles. Yeah, I'm just saying Jey Uso for the hell of it.
That's a shout, yeah. Didn't realize you
now,
said Jey Uso in that.
We get to move on to WWE WrestleMania. So night one, WrestleMania. It looks like what they're saying is going to be the first match, is Cesaro versus Rollins, which I understand that quick pace match in front of fans, first time fans will be back.
Yeah.
Quick match, understandable.
It's going to be a very good wrestling match, technically.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of predictions, I don't think we're going to be too different in terms of what we predict. But I think, like you said, we are going to get an absolutely brilliant wrestling match. Probably the best match on WrestleMania, I'm saying. Apart from Daniel Bryan's always great, but I think these two could put on an unbelievable match.
Yeah, I think
technically wise, it'll be up there.
It has that potential to be the proper show stealer there too. Yeah, great wrestlers. It's about time Cesaro gets like his actual first singles match. It's ridiculous that it's now. It's taken this long to give it to him. And I think for that reason, he's winning it. Like I don't think they can really have Seth win it for that reason.
I think Seth's definitely going to put him over.
Definitely, I think it's Cesaro all the way. He's waited long enough, deserved, and it will be a brilliant match. Can't wait for him to swing Rollins about 27 times.
He'll go for his record. He'll go for like 50. We'll just be there for like 10 minutes. Like, please put him down.
Here's a very good way to start. Like, it's very good technically. It's two wrestlers that you can get behind as well, really.
No, definitely.
Instead of some like garbage match that doesn't really mean anything. Like, it doesn't really mean much, but it's a good match.
I should also just mention that on the Hall of Fame, Seth Rollins' suit again. Suits.
I saw
that was such a nice suit. It was a bit like Becky's ring attire from a few years ago.
Yeah, that fight she had. What was that? 2019 or something?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully comes out. He has a segment in his suit again, or he comes out in a suit and tears off. I don't know. Anyway, second match of the night. They're saying obviously it was going to be 1-on-1. They finally turned it into a 2-on-2 because I think the whole thing about it was the fact that apparently Morrison and Damian Priest had some medical issues or were having late fitness tests and they've been cleared. So on Raw, obviously it's become a 2v2. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Yeah, I think I'm just going to say mine just now. I think Bad Bunny and Damian Priest will win because it's just straightforward. And also because Miz and Morrison don't deserve anything because of that paint on the car segment on Raw.
It looked like, no, I don't want to say like what sort of blood. It just looked terrible. A little bit like I get like it's to rile up Bad Bunny and that, but it's just looked rubbish.
It looked like watered down ketchup.
Yeah, it was weird. Wherever it was clearly just them being like, right, let's put something. It's like a $3 million car. Let's just put something on there that can easily be washed off. Like it's nothing permanent. So yeah, I'm saying Bad Bunny and Damian Priest too. Even though I love John Morrison, I don't really care for the Miz too much. Just want Morrison to do his own thing.
I don't really even want to talk about this match, to be honest. I think it's a joke.
I think the same, to be honest.
I don't really want to rant, but I think it's just a complete money grab from Vince to get Bad Bunny on because he's famous. I think the whole thing is just laughable that it's even a WrestleMania match, and the fact that Miz was WWE champion like 3 weeks ago and now he's about to lose to Bad Bunny at WrestleMania is just fucking stupid. Sorry, excuse my language, but it is.
No, it is literally just for ratings and money. It's dumb. The same with Logan Paul.
The whole thing just baffles me. I hate it.
Connor will never be able to look at bunnies in the same way now.
It's just stupid.
Every time he does, he'll just see tomato ketchup on cars and just.
Like, there's literally such good wrestlers that try their whole career to get a match at WrestleMania, and they've just handed one to Bad Bunny because he's got a few good songs.
Yeah,
it's just silly. And the fact they're bringing in Logan Paul as well. I don't know if we're going to get to that later on, but that's another one that's just.
Oh, we will. Don't you worry. Right, I'm going to throw in this one just now because I don't know where it's going to go in the order, but it could even be the pre-show. It's the Tag Team Turmoil during a WWE Tag Team title match on night 2. So it's Naomi and Lana versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus the Riot Squad versus Natalya and Tamina. And I'm saying this just now just because it's every chance it happens on SmackDown. There's every chance that Carmella and Billie Kay get added to that because there seem to be hinting that Carmella's taking a look at Billie Kay's resume. And
yeah, I saw that.
So let's consider them in the match. Actually, I'll pose a question. If they're in the match, are they going to win and have their match on night 2?
I don't think so. I think it's again, it's like the heavy machinery when they broke up the Iconics and then just threw both of them. Well, I don't know what they're doing with Peyton at the minute. That's a bit strange, but they're just throwing Billie Kay straight back into a tag team again with just worse than the Iconics.
Johnny, do you think they'll win?
No, I mean, yeah, same as Connor. It was weird breaking them up, and then, I mean, for Peyton at least, like I understand that Vince liked Peyton, so he wanted to do something with her, but then all he did was they just put her in a tag team with Lacey Evans, who now has gone out because she's pregnant, and then it's like, okay, now we've got nothing for Peyton Royce, and this whole time you've had Billie Kay, who was doing this whole resume bit, which is fantastic. Loved Billie Kay this whole time, and now it's just okay. Let's actually have a wrestling, put her back in a tag team. I don't see her winning it though. This is one for me. I don't really care too much for.
I'm going to say that potentially they could win it, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I think WWE, there's every chance that they've played this a long-term storyline thing of Carmella gets Billie Kay to the tag team title match, and Reginald turns out he was an undercover agent for Carmella this whole time, and he distracts Nia Jax. Carmella super kicks Nia Jax. Billie Kay gets like pushed off the top rope onto Nia Jax, covers her, and gets the titles. There's every chance that happens.
Literally picturing that as you're saying it, and yeah, I can back that. I can see that.
I'm going to say that they will be in the match, will win it, because the Riot Squad should win the match. But because of that, I think Carmella and Billie Kay are going to win this match.
I can literally see it happening exactly like that. I can see it going down exactly that way, because there's no way that they'd have Billie Kay like win proper. They just have it like just get pushed off, flop on top, and then gets that 3 count.
That's my prediction anyway. So I'm going to let you guys do your predictions, because you said no, they're not going to win, which you will live to regret.
Yeah, I don't care too much for this match, because it just feels like it's been such a mess. Just all of it, like the whole, the women's tag team scene has just felt like a mess, like the last pretty much year. So I don't care too much for it. I just want Riot Squad, because they should have done it. They should have won it that one time. Then I can't remember what it was. Something happened where they just didn't even have the match. So I think I want them.
That's what I want to. But I feel like what I said will happen. Connor, your thoughts?
I want the Riot Squad to win. I'd be pretty happy if Lana and Naomi won, because I quite like that tag team. I hate to say it, but I'm going outside, and I think that Natalya and Tamina are going to win.
Yeah, I did have.
Which will really irritate me if they do, but I think that I got a feeling.
Mate, you got to remember, there's nobody meaner than Tamina.
I don't even mind Tamina that much, other than her dead mic skills. But I can't. Like, Natalya needs to give someone else a chance now.
Yeah, she's kind of dead. Natalya, I hate always hearing her entrance anytime she comes in, and it's that guitar, and it's like, oh yeah, Bret Hart. No, it's Natalya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she keeps getting involved with everything. Like, just give someone else a chance, Jesus. This whole I'm the boat thing is just silly.
I've thought of an added prediction for night 2, but I'll get to that when it comes up on night 2.
But yeah, my prediction is Tamina and Natalya.
Yeah, okay. Then after that, we're seeing Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman. And I'm just going to get mine out the way here. Let it be Braun Strowman, because they'll probably send Braun Strowman through the steel cage. I should mention it's a steel cage match. Probably send him through the steel cage, but he should still win, because if Shane McMahon wins another Mania match, I might just jump off the top rope into a pit full of lava and just die.
Well, you already know there's going to be a spot where Shane jumps off the top of the cage and like does a coast to coast or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hate this match so much. It's just so pointless. It's like Vince doesn't know what to do with talent. So he's like, right, someone give Shane a call.
Literally.
Like, I'm just they've turned Braun Strowman from a Universal Champion to a joke. I hate it. I'm ranting again, but I really hate this match. But yeah, I think Strowman will win. Hopefully, he just batters Shane and wins.
Yeah, I'm literally in the same boat. I hate this match too. I didn't realize it until Simon Miller said it on his ups and downs. That it's literally the thing for it is brains versus brawn. And I hated that. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, I want nothing to do with this match. When this match is on, I hope that I'm buying my Sam's or whatever chicken, and I'm downstairs the whole time, and I'm getting whatever I had so I can miss it because I don't want to see a single bit of it. Strowman's winning it. That's all I'm saying though. But I don't want to watch a single part of it. I want nothing to do with it.
We do not.
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same.
We should disclose we do not specify the type of chicken we buy. We're not sponsored by Sam's Chicken.
No. Not sponsored by Sam's.
I mean,
Chicken
if Sam's want to sponsor us, I wouldn't say no. If you're listening, Sam's Chicken, I will happily be sponsored. I'll wear a Sam's Chicken shirt.
I couldn't do it. Only
Eyebrows. Yeah, if someone wants to give me free chicken, then I'm open to that.
Hey, Chicken World.
Any other chicken shops that are listening, doesn't have to be Sam's. Give me a sponsor.
Chicken World, hit me up anytime.
If you give Braun chicken, he will tattoo your logo on his forehead.
Maybe not my forehead. I'll tattoo it somewhere though, if you give me a life's worth of chicken.
Oh, nice well.
That sounds like a fair trade. Anyway, on to the next match, which you're saying it's likely to be Sasha versus Bianca for the Women's Championship. Johnny.
Oh yeah, Johnny, you go first.
Wait, is that going to be before the tag team championship? You think?
That's the order that I've been given. This is predicted. Because I've seen a couple online. They're saying that it would be, and it might be smart thing. The only reason I think it could be this is because obviously they'd have this match, which is going to be unbelievable. Then calm it down a little bit with the tag team championship match. Still be a good match.
Yeah.
But calm it down a bit and then ramp it back up for the.
There has been a lot of people that say this should be the main event, isn't there? But it wouldn't make sense to have both SmackDown title matches the main events.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's pretend that this is the order. The match still stands anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I love Sasha. I think I've made that very clear. I love Sasha Banks, but Bianca's winning it. She was my pick for winning the Rumble. I've been saying for months that she is going to be a champion. She's a fantastic wrestler, has a great character. She's getting that push at the moment, and she's winning it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree 100%, Bianca. I think it's going to be a very good match, and they kind of like made it a thing that Sasha can't win, like can't retain her belt as well, which is a bit shit. But I think Bianca's going to win hands down. She deserves it. She should have won the Rumble last year, in my opinion.
Yeah, should have last year.
Over Charlotte. I don't think Charlotte needed it. I think that was literally just to bring a bit more attention to NXT.
Yeah, Charlotte needed none of that last year. She didn't need that win. Didn't need the NXT title.
Yeah, it should have been Bianca this year. So I think she'll take the title.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm gonna go Belair. I feel bad for that purely because I think her career is sort of being hampered by the fact that she is. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying her natural physical ability is unprecedented, but when you compare it to the physical attributes of Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair, that's a rhyme. Didn't even mean to, but you know what I mean. If you compare it to them two's natural ability, it's just you can't overlook that. Yeah. I would get Sasha's mic skills. And it's because for me, I don't think Bianca's and mic skills are the best. I think Sasha's better than her in that respect.
Yeah.
I think this feud just done a lot for Bianca's mic skills. And I feel bad for Sasha purely because, like I said, I think it's because of these women who are so unbelievably talented in the ring that she sort of has to be the bridesmaid. The you know what I mean? But it will be Bianca. And
side note, I'm really surprised that Bayley hasn't got a match at all at this Mania, considering how this year's gone with her.
Yeah, I think this is where you need to introduce a mid-card belt. I know it's the main problem is with putting that for women's is that there's just not enough time on the shows. But that's where you then get wrestlers like this who just get they just get passed over because Bayley is too good to not be having a match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you made a mid-card belt and put it on Raw, the amount of time that they've got to fill, I think it would fit.
It's the worry for me.
Sticky one if it was on SmackDown.
If they introduce a mid-card belt, the worry for me is the fact that what if it turns out like the tag team championship? You know what I mean? Is the tag team championship should mean something, but it doesn't. And that's for me because the tag teams they're putting out aren't actual tag teams. I do think I think both divisions, men and women's, I don't think the tag teams are brilliant. I think the New Day's the only really standout tag team to me. And the Street Profits are also good. But other than that, most of the tag teams are just shoved together. I think with the mid-card championship, I think it will work better. But I do think that there's a hesitancy in WWE in case it turns out like the tag team championships, because I think deep down they know that's not worked out. But they should, because, I think it would be screaming out for that to happen, and next Mania have Bayley versus Sasha for, I don't know what they would call the belt, but it would just be such an iconic moment.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not talking about Billie Kay and Peyton Royce when I say iconic. I just mean it would stand out. It would be one of those things that, on Hall of Fame, they're looking back at British Bulldog versus Bret Hart at Wembley. Like, it's one of those moments that just stands out, even though it's not. It could be that match that's a main event, even though it's a mid-card championship, because it used to be the mid-card championships could main event shows. Now they don't really. That could potentially be a match that would put a mid-card championship in the main event.
Yeah.
Next match is the tag team championship, Raw tag team championships, New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos.
I can't lie, I'm kind of excited for this one just to see how Omos is in ring.
Yeah, same.
I think I've got a feeling they're going to put the belts on AJ and Omos, to be honest.
I can see it. I can see something. It's something for AJ as well. It just
purely because I feel like you need a bit of new blood. It makes AJ a Grand Slam champion as well if he wins it.
Oh yeah, of course, he's won everything else.
It was weird. So is your prediction AJ and Omos? Yeah.
Yeah, mine is. Yeah.
Johnny, what's your thoughts?
I'm trying to think. I can see them winning it again. I think it depends on how good Omos is in ring, and I don't think they'd be giving him this match if it weren't that he was like if he wasn't any good, then I don't think they'd be doing this. Plus, AJ just is incredible, and so there's going to be a great little thing with him against probably just Kofi, just two former world champions. That will be a good little bit there, but. Yeah,
I'm just hoping Omos isn't stiff, like a bit like Khali was back in the day.
Yeah, I don't think
because he's so big. But yeah,
I think that I will also go AJ Styles and Omos, but I will say there's a part of me that thinks New Day will win it just because they had that games night segment on Raw.
Yeah,
and the way they were in the week before that as well, they were portraying this thing: AJ and Omos don't know each other, they can't work together. And in my head, for some reason, that made me think that maybe they won't be able to work together that well, and that Omos will turn on AJ and just destroy him and just destroy everybody, but he could just destroy everybody, make him a monster, then just shove Woods on top of AJ, New Day win. That was
to be fair, they could give Omos a bit of a push there and let him go on a singles.
But like I say, I think it will be AJ and Omos because what I've said there is very, very unlikely. So
yeah, I'm going New Day though. Like I didn't have like a definitive there, but I'm going New Day partly because I love New Day, but also it's different. It's that different. But you guys went with AJ and Omos. I'm going to go with New Day. And then the last match of night one is
Lashley versus Drew, isn't it?
Main event. Lashley, Drew McIntyre, WWE Championship.
I can't lie. I think it's more or less nailed on that Drew's going to win this match. I don't want him to win because I feel like he's had his push.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to do it just to give him his moment because there wasn't any fans there last year when he actually won it. But I feel like they should just let Lashley. They've built Lashley up so much as well. If they have him lose it, it's just going to be like Lashley's going to batter Drew, and then Drew's going to hit one surprise Claymore, and that'll be the match over.
literally same as every single one of his title defenses in the last year. Like they're just trying to manufacture this moment for Drew, and I get the feeling like they'll also like it's not gonna. I can't remember if they're gonna fill out the whole stadium. I can still imagine they're gonna pump some arena sounds in there.
I think it is full capacity.
Okay, fair. Like that, I mean, it's gonna be difficult to do it, but I feel like they'll find a way to pump arena sounds in so that you can still still sounds like he's getting the big cheers. But I can't imagine that everyone's in the same boat that they still love Drew McIntyre because his matches just have all felt the same. Plus, Bobby is so good. He has been so good this year, and he's been good as a champion.
Bobby is so good in ring.
Mm.
I will give him in ring. On the mic, there's a reason that they have MVP speaking for him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel that's been the dream pairing though, because MVP's done so well with that.
I know they're starting to let Bobby try and speak on his own, and it's awful because he doesn't know how to speak on the mic. He doesn't sound threatening at all. I don't.
Yeah.
It's partially his voice, his tone of voice. He's like, "I'm going to," and I just hate it. And also, he stumbles over words. He messes up his words. I mean, he's not done.
It's a bit like Brock Lesnar sort of thing again. They're going to have him as like the beast, and then MVP just going to talk for him.
They do need to just do it like that for him.
They're letting Bobby speak a bit now, and they shouldn't be doing that. They should be like, no, Bobby, don't speak. Don't speak. But I think Drew will win. I think it's manufactured a bit. And as much as I like it because he didn't get his moment, I think it would have been better if they let him lose this one and then let him drift around in just, them matches where it's nothing on the line, just competitiveness.
Yeah.
And then round maybe, Fastlane sort of time, set up a storyline for him for next Mania.
I could see him going.
I feel like this match isn't going to get a pop either way, to be honest.
There's every chance, you know what I mean? Realistically, because if they do what I just said and give him next Mania as well, it's another main event for him, which, people get still, it'll be Roman Reigns syndrome. So I think the ideal thing for them to do would be let Bobby win here. Let Drew fester, maybe have a mid-card championship, and lose it at next year's Mania. Maybe set up a storyline of Mania bad luck. You know what I mean? The one time he did win, there was fans. Vince will probably set up a storyline. He can't do it in front of the fans. And then have him have his main event at Mania, not next year, but the year after for the main championship. I think it'll be. They won't do that. They won't.
I think if the match was Drew going into it as champion and Bobby won it, it'd get an unreal pop. But I feel like it's just not the hype for it now because Bobby's already got the belt and no one really minds if Drew wins or not. So I don't know. It's not going to be very hype, I don't think.
For what they've been doing for Bobby recently, though, it's like slowly undoing all this work they've done from over the year because it's just suddenly gone from him being like, I can beat up anyone, I'm not scared of anyone. He's just terrifying, literally will just kill people in the ring, to now being like, I just want anyone on the roster to go out there and just beat up Drew for me because I'm big scaredy of him now. I'm scared. It's like, why?
I think it's because they built up Bobby they want Drew to win and get his moment, but they've built Bobby up too much to have him lose. So they're trying to I feel like they're trying to build him down a little bit.
Yeah, it was a difficult one because they wanted to build Bobby to this beast so that when Drew beats him, it's like, oh my god, he's beating a beast like he was with Lesnar. But then they've realized, oh well, we've kind of just made him too good, and people are starting to like.
Bobby was they've literally made him look untouchable, and I feel like they've realized that it's not going to be believable if Drew beats him now. But yeah, I don't know.
That's why I just think it's stupid that they're just going to give it back to him, but. Here's what it is. It's what Vince wants to see. Drew's always been his pet project, so
it's annoying because
Drew's always been the chosen one.
Drew is a guy, I think, as a guy and as a personality, is somebody who can lead WWE, but then they're making a mess of it, just like they did with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I like Drew. I don't have anything against him, but I just feel like it's not like it's shit that he didn't have fans last year, but he's had his moment now, regardless of whether there was fans there or not.
It's the same scenario as it was with Roman Reigns. I didn't dislike Roman Reigns, but the way they booked him made you just be like, I don't want to watch Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And it's starting to get like that with Drew McIntyre, which is more annoying for me because he is Scottish. So it's like, I really don't want to dislike you, Drew. But it's going down that path. But
yeah,
let's draw a line under that for just now, because we need to get on to night 2. And
night
2, this is again predicted match order. It could be something totally different. They're saying the Raw Women's Championship to open night 2.
Okay, I can see,
That's a bit mad.
See that starting it.
Saying that. What we will say is the fact that it doesn't include this prediction, the tag team championships that the qualifying matches for. So that will also go for that first, the Raw, the tag team, the women's tag team championship match.
Yeah, I think that can just be a quick one, because I think Nia Jax and Shayna dropping it. I think whoever wins it, dropping it will be like you're saying, it could be a distraction finish. They love those at the moment. Something to do with Reginald, because they have a really weird obsession with him at the moment. So I think they're dropping it.
Fooling on the Carmella, Billy Kay type trick, aren't they?
I mean, I think it's a fair enough shout.
I agree. I think they'll drop it.
Right. I'm glad we got that out of the way, guys.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to be said about that. It's an absolute shambles women's tag team division.
Now we will move on to the predicted match order. So Raw Women's Championship, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Obviously, Raw on Monday, they kind of heel turned Rhea a little bit.
Yeah, they teamed up, didn't they? And then Rhea turned.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a proper fully heel turn or if it's I don't know, but
I think it's face. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not face.
Yeah, right. She's not face. She's not a face character. The way that she is just she's sort of like she plays like the monster sort of character. Like, she is powerful. If
she was in Marvel, she would be Deadpool, the anti-hero.
She's just like you pretty much nailed it then. To be fair, her character just doesn't really need to be heel or face. She just is her character.
You're sat there looking for another comparison. You're like, oh no, John's nailed it.
It's perfect.
Yeah, but it's pretty much what she's like. She isn't really heel or face. She's just Rhea Ripley. She's just a monster.
Yeah.
I think that's just what she needs to be. She doesn't need to be that. That's what she is. I was going to make a joke about her being heel and Asuka being face, because I'm assuming Asuka wouldn't want people to see her face just now because she's got fake teeth. But
it looks so funny as well.
But anyway, so predictions. Connor, we'll go to you first.
My prediction is they put the belt on Rhea, and then Charlotte shows up on the Raw after Mania and challenges her to a match at the next pay-per-view. Which is annoying, but it's probably what's going to happen. I'm still waiting for them to add Charlotte to the match as a triple threat. I can't lie.
Oh, God, yeah. They would do that as well. Just for some reason on SmackDown, Charlotte comes on like, hey, yeah, I'm just going to put myself in this match. And they're like, well, let's do it.
It was originally... Charlotte's storyline was with...
Lacey.
Lacey, and then obviously Lacey got real life pregnant, so now they just don't have anything for Charlotte. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just bring her out and be like, I want this match, I want to be in this match. Pretty much same as Daniel Bryan's done with the Edge Roman match. Like, oh yeah, I'm just here, but I'm just gonna have it anyway.
What's his name? Name the boy Pierce? Adam Pierce. Adam Pierce will come out and be like, Charlotte Flair has recovered from the disappointment of her father being sexually involved with Lacey.
Either that, or they're gonna have Charlotte win Money in the Bank this year.
They'll probably do that to make her, But you're saying Rhea, aren't you, Connor?
Yeah, 100%. I think they're going to whack it straight on Rhea because she's coming so strong, and the women's division needs this new refresh, and she's a good character. So also she got a pretty big push in the Rumble as well. She finished second, so
and they can set up. My dream is that. Well, I'm going to say my prediction is now Rhea wins. I think it's clear that's going to happen. And I hope that what happens is that after WrestleMania, they decide they're going to throw her an Aussie celebration party, and Peyton Royce crashes it and goes, I used to be iconic, but now I'm Australian's golden jewel, and I want the Women's Championship. And then, go from there.
Could do something like that. That'll be pretty jokes.
I just hope they don't put it straight on Charlotte after. That'd be annoying.
I don't think they can. I don't think they will. I think the whole idea, obviously at first, was I think going to be Lacey wins it from Charlotte. Charlotte was going to win from Asuka probably at like Fastlane or one of those other ones. But then everything went down because there was I heard about that. It was Charlotte's whole thing was that they thought it came back that she was pregnant. It was all like a whole, like she was also pregnant, but it was all fake not fake tests, but they were like misread tests and that. So
was that all on the picture on Instagram of Andrade holding her stomach?
I know. I think that kind of stemmed it, but it was like one of the people in WWE said that. Well, like some of the blood tests or something from it kind of came back that she was pregnant. So she did a load of home tests and all that, and they all came back negative, and it did show up that they came out negative. But obviously, for precautions, they took her off everything for a while, and that obviously just took her out of all storylines. Because if none of that happened, then what you'd be looking at right now is her still beating Asuka at whatever pay-per-view, and then Rhea Ripley getting her over on Charlotte from last year when she should have already. Like Rhea shouldn't have lost last year, so it would have been getting her vengeance from this year, which she should have.
Yeah, that's why I think they're going to bring Charlotte straight back into the title picture, because she's going to be like, oh, I took your belt on NXT and now I'm going to do it on Raw as well, and then Rhea will probably win the whatever pay-per-view.
That should definitely happen.
That storyline's always going to be explored. It's just how quickly they decide to explore it.
I hope it's not too quick, because that could be something they build on. Also, just real quick, Rhea Ripley is going to be the next. Like, she's the biggest thing in WWE. She's only 24. Like, she is going to be huge. The fact that they're putting a belt on her already is ridiculous. Like, she's going to be amazing.
It's nice to see him do that, though, rather than bring her up to the main roster and just nerf her.
Yeah.
Make her.
It's nice to see him give a push straight up.
Rhea Ripley and Pete Dunne faces the WWE. It's what I want.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
On to the next match, which is the United States Championship match between Riddle and Sheamus. I think there's every chance Sheamus goes into the match and just says Japanese scooters, and then Riddle just go into a state, not know what to do. He wins. The Bryan scenario at Mania just wins it quick.
Riddle is just going to be like, oh, I forgot what I'm doing halfway through the match, and just get a DQ win as he walks off.
Yeah. Before Asuka walks out, or Asuka's, here we go, boys. Asuka gets so badly nerfed by Rhea Ripley. She can't get out off a ringside. They're struggling to move her, getting her onto the trolley. She's that badly injured. And then they're mid-match of Riddle and that. Riddle looks her dead in the eyes and he just goes pale, and he just starts sweating and just doesn't know what to do. And then Sheamus Brogue kicks him.
I'm really hoping Sheamus is going to win this match.
But the thing is, Riddle's not even meant to be champion. I thought when that happened,
it's definitely meant to be Keith Lee, isn't it?
Yeah, it was meant to be Keith Lee, and I heard that. I think it was Dave Meltzer found that out not long ago, and I read about it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, because that's what I thought. Like, I think that's what the understanding was, and then on the day it's like Keith Lee's not there, so their other whole thing was then, we got to take the belt off Lashley, because obviously he's going to go win the top belt, but that means we've got to give it to Riddle, because they're not going to give it to Morrison. And so he's not meant to be champion this whole time. So I don't see them keeping him as champion, especially after. I mean, if it was a botched promo the other day, apparently, even still, if it was a botch, Vince found it funny, apparently. So that obviously shows that Vince likes it. But yeah, Sheamus should be winning it.
I hate Riddle. I really hope Sheamus wins.
Yeah. Don't like it at all.
I'm saying Sheamus win just because Sheamus deserves it. I think he's had a great year.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect if they put the US title on Sheamus and then Drew loses at Mania. There's a storyline for Drew to get a mid-card title.
Literally straight away, yeah.
Was it not this time last year when Sheamus had just come back and he was in insane shape? And I was saying to you both how I really wanted Sheamus to be built and just be this big, build him up from the bottom, just making this big brute of a guy and make him fight for the WWE Championship. And it did technically sort of not really happen. I would say I want Sheamus to win. I think Sheamus will win. That is my prediction. I think.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think he's winning it.
Okay, so next match, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
This is another match that I don't care about, really.
Yeah, don't care too much.
There.
Yeah, it's like a couple of years too late, as you said earlier. So I think KO will probably win, or there'll be some sort of shit from Logan Paul that might give Sami the win. I think, aren't they saying Logan Paul is going to be a guest enforcer or something?
No, I don't think they said anything like that. I think it's just Logan Paul's there. Think ringside, to be honest.
Kevin Owens pushed him, didn't he, in the last promo? So maybe Logan will interrupt and give Sami a dirty win or something. I don't know.
So, what is your prediction, Connor?
I'm going to go Sami, but I really don't care who wins, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a match they should have had at the start of the night.
This shouldn't
just
even
a nothing match.
This match shouldn't even be making WrestleMania for me. It really is nothing.
It was thrown
Yeah,
together.
I care about the Seth Cesaro match is so much better than this match.
Yeah.
Like, let's just look at how the storyline was built up. Sami Zayn got a bit off his marbles because of his documentary. And it annoys me because I love Sami Zayn so much. I want normal Sami Zayn back. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Anyway, he's going off his marbles. He decides when Kevin Owens sat at ringside that he was going to haluva kick him. From that point next week, Kevin Owens was in the ring. He invited Sami Zayn down. And then Kevin Owens just started going in his face, "Fight me at Mania!" And Sami Zayn looks like a lost puppy and is like quivering, say, "I don't know." And then just like, yes, for whatever reason. I thought he would have said no. And then next week, Owens would have tried to. But no, they just decided for him to quiver in that moment, go, "Yeah, sure." So yeah, that's how this match has come about.
Can I just say that Helluva kick from Sami on Kevin Owens was absolutely lethal. He almost took his head off.
Yeah,
I was like genuinely, I genuinely thought KO was like concussed because that looked mad.
I thought KO was KO'd.
Like, it's like Vince was like, "Sami, you're not allowed to slap your leg anymore." So Sami was like, "Right, I'll just absolutely yam him in the face so we've still got the noise."
Literally, it looks so hard. Like it's incredible that KO didn't like he got up and just carried on because it just looked. I would have been on the floor for ages. I'll still be down now. Be like, I don't know what's happened. I don't
even think that was acting from KO. I think he was genuinely on the floor for a few minutes. Like, Jesus Christ, that hurt.
Yeah,
the slap on the leg actually banned because I know we say it's banned, but then I don't know.
Yeah, I think Vince banned it because you saw Sami went to slap his leg and then stopped like halfway through.
Yeah, but then still everybody still does it. I don't know. Anyway,
it's a weird.
I think Sami Zayn's gonna win.
I think I heard you get fined if you slap your leg by Vince. Like, he'll fine you.
Well, Drew must be racking up
Except Drew.
I'd just take the fine though because the Claymore sounds so much better with the leg slap.
Wait, so who did you say would win, Connor? You said Sami Zayn.
I'm going Sami. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I think Logan's going to intervene somewhere in the line.
Yeah, Johnny, what you saying?
I'm going KO, but I don't care for this match again. This is when I'm going to get my chicken.
You know they're setting up a Logan Paul KSI match at the next Mania.
Oh my God.
Logan's going to intervene, then KSI's music's just going to hit. Like, you're just going to. I'm on a horse. Is just going to start playing.
Lamborghini, Heskey. Heskey just starts dreaming. It's a weird one because I think Logan Paul could do either of them over, but I'm going to go with Sami. I think Logan Paul is the deciding factor in all this. I think he's just going to decide on the night whichever one he wants to take out. Or not take out, or just distract, or I don't know. I could see him distracting Sami Zayn and then KO, stunnering, hitting a stunner. I could see him maybe faltering with like the straps on top of the ring, in the corners. The bits that connect the steel bits they call them. Untying the thing or trying to untie the belt buckle. And then Kevin Owens kind of goes, "What are you doing?" So Kevin Owens is then in the corner. And then by doing that, Sami Zayn can haluva kick him. So I'm going to go Sami because I think he's going to distract Kevin Owens. And if it is via just trying to untie the belt buckles or whatever it is, then I want some credit.
Fair enough. All right, what's next after that? Because I don't want to talk about that one. That's the shit. That's a rubbish one on that night for me.
Well, the Intercontinental Championship between Big E and Apollo Crews. And I want to get mine out of the way quick. It's Big E's going to win. I think, as much as I think I would like Apollo to win, I think they won't let him win. I think what they've done in terms of putting him on the WWE WrestleMania card and having him in a title match at WrestleMania, which is going to be in the middle of the night. It's not like the start of the night. It's, it's a decent match. I think that's enough for Apollo Crews in his career. That's a step up, and I think that shows the progress he's made this year because he's also had this. Well, I say this year is in the wrestling year since like last Mania to this Mania.
Yeah,
he's held the US Championship as well. So I would say Big E will win, but I think it'll be a great match. Again, another contender for best match at WrestleMania besides Cesaro and Rollins. And I just think Big E will win. He'll drop the belt at some point because he has to go to the main event at some point in time. Yeah, Big E win. Apollo Crews gets a lot of pundits. Yeah.
I'm going Apollo, complete opposite. I think Apollo has been getting a mad push. I think he'll win.
Yeah, I'd see. I'm straight down the middle with them because I love Big E. I love him as champion. They've been doing some good work there. But also, like Apollo, they've just brought out this new character for him. Like, are they going to bring that out and then have him lose and just kill that off straight away? Because then what's he going to do afterwards? That's the thing. Like Big E, at least if he loses, that's then just him going straight into main card. Like, that's him going. Whoever wins the title, whoever wins the Universal Championship, that whatever whoever that one is, he's then going straight. Maybe not that their first challenger, but at some point, and that could be where he wins that belt. But it's I can't. I'm finding it hard to say who it is. I think I more want Big E to then just get this huge push, go on to that top championship. So I'm going to say Apollo Crews, just so you can see more of Big E on the main card, because I just want that. I want that so much.
Fair enough. So it's a good toss up there. That match. I should have also mentioned it's what's it called, the Nigerian drum match. So I think that's just a fancy way of saying it's a street fight.
I didn't realize there was even a stipulation to that. So that might be interesting.
The stipulation is the Nigerian drum fight or something like that. I don't know. I think it's a fancy term.
It'll be a good match. That's all I know. It's going to be good.
It's a fancy term for street fight. It just means they're going to put some drums in there. Yeah. Right. Next one. It's the penultimate. And I think this is probably where this match should go. It's Orton versus The Fiend. And
I'm really excited. Anything to do with The Fiend, I just love. So
it's so bizarre that it treads the line of whether I enjoy it, whether I don't. But it always tends to be just enough like confusion to make me enjoy it.
I'm surprised they haven't added some form of weird stipulation to this though.
Oh, there'll be something.
Like something against do with fire.
There'll be something weird goes on, and I think The Fiend's going to win. I think anything else happens, it's wrong. And
I think 100% The Fiend is going to win that match.
Yeah, I back that too. I don't think there's any way that Randy Orton should be winning that. I think from what you said earlier about The Fiend just going back, getting his revenge on guys that have done wrong him in the past. Obviously, Randy is the reason why he went from, what was his name, Husky Harris when he was with Nexus to being Bray Wyatt. Like this is the next in line. John Cena was the first one because that was him changing from just that leader of the Wyatt family to this Bray Wyatt. So now it's going back to even further with Randy Orton. It's just righting his wrongs from the past, and it's that's
also the fact that he was part of the Wyatt family and then turned his back. That also plays into, because that was the setup for the last Mania match they had. And as long as there's no worms like last time they faced off at Mania, I think they're all good. I think there's no way it can go wrong unless they introduce worms again.
I'd even back another cinematic match, to be honest. Like it probably won't be, but if they did, as long as there's not what they did, what was it, in his house or something, whatever it was, that Wyatt house.
Yeah, so that was the swamp match, wasn't it?
No, the swamp match was Strowman. I think the one with Orton was the Wyatt compound.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, that one wasn't. I haven't actually seen that, but I just know it wasn't great. It wasn't a good match.
Yeah, I mean they did something similar to that. This is totally off, but they did something similar to that recently on NXT. They did Loomis versus what do you call it? To the Moon. What's his name?
Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, they did a sort of like weird house match with them, but that's besides the point. So we're all saying,
for the Fiend's character, he's got to win this match.
Yeah, if he doesn't win this match, then it just doesn't make sense. And I don't know. The one thing that I'm going to say I want out of this after this, in terms of after Mania, I want Alexa to be doing something in the women's division. I just do.
Yeah, I feel like they need to make her champion.
Alexa's such a good in-ring talent, on the mic talent, all round. I think in terms of all-round skill set, she's probably one of the best. I'd say she's at least top 3.
Yeah.
I think to be using her as just the Fiend's weird, twisted sister, which she's doing a great job of, because, like I say, her acting mic skills are, I would say, probably the best. She's the best woman at that. sort of stuff.
I'm surprised they took her out of the Rumble so early, to be honest. I thought they were going to give her a little bit of like a dominating run and then eliminate her.
Yeah.
She needs to be women's champion with that character at some point. They should have her and the Fiend both as champion on the brand.
Yeah, but it's a weird one, you know what I mean? Because it's a good thing and a bad thing, because you're sat here and you're going, well, there'll be Rhea Ripley, and it's like, do I want her to beat Rhea Ripley? I don't. Then I go to SmackDown, Bianca Belair. Do I want her to beat Bianca Belair? I don't know if I do. And in my mind, that's a bad thing. It's like, oh, can we not just make them all champion? But then I think it's good, because then it means that when they do inevitably face off, I think it makes for a more interesting match, because you don't know which way to go. You don't know who to support, and you just kind of, you're hooked. You're on edge. You know what I mean? See that transition, that segue, because on edge, that takes us into the Universal Championship match, which obviously Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. And just like I've said there, this is another one that I'm really, really excited for, purely because I have no clue which way it's going to go.
I can't lie. If Edge doesn't win, it's going to ruin my whole weekend. I love. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. They've given him such a push. They had him win the Rumble from number 1. And I get that Roman is. I feel like the only reason they've inserted Daniel Bryan into this match is so that Edge can win the title without making Roman look bad. But I could be wrong. I feel like I saw someone say the other day, Daniel Bryan's a bit of a sleeper. Like, no one's backing him to win. So for the shock factor, he could take the title.
I mean, you say nobody's backing him. I'm backing him. I think he will win. And
I'm going Edge. I think Edge will pin Bryan. Roman won't take the L. Roman will probably get the title back some way down the line, but I feel like they're going to give Edge one more title.
I think I'm going to explain my logic of Bryan, because the way they've set up this match, they've made it feel like it's a 33% chance of each of them winning, which in truth it is, obviously, because that's how division and ratios work and all that fractions. But my reasoning is because I think, like I've said to you boys in the past, Bryan never got his run with the WWE Championship, World Championship, whatever you want to call them, the Universal Championship. He never got his run with them as a face, right? When it did happen, obviously he had the neck injuries after that Mania with Batista and Norton. Was out for ages, got the Intercontinental Championship, then was out for ages again. Then when he did have his next run, it was as the eco-friendly new Daniel Bryan with Eric Rowan, and that belt stank, and that just he was great as champion there, but the belt was awful, and he was heel, which is okay, but I want to see a Daniel Bryan run as face, and I think WWE know that. They know that he wants to go more part-time. He wants to step away a bit. So I think what they're saying, they've probably said to Bryan is, like, we're going to give you it now. We'll probably give you a run till SummerSlam, and then at that point you'll drop it. And then after that, you can go to your part-time, and that's my theory behind it, because I feel like Edge, as much as Edge is on borrowed time as well, I think Edge is sort of indicate that he'll be there for at least, I would say, a good 3-4 years, in my opinion, somehow. And I think in that sense, he has time. It could even be a thing if they build up this match to SummerSlam and have Edge versus Bryan, which would be unbelievable. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, so we have you both going either way. So like you were saying, Connor, you're going Edge, going Daniel Bryan. So I'm just purely for the sake of it's a triple threat. There's 3 of us.
I knew it.
Can go Roman Reigns for that. I don't really see. I think you're saying it's a 33%. I think it is. It's more 40-20. So like Edge and Daniel Bryan have more of a chance of Roman winning. He's been champion a good amount of time now. He's been a good champion. I think he's been really good. And I do love the Tribal Chief. Like, I'll always leave a chair free at the top of the table for him. I don't think he should be winning it, just purely because of the stories that these two have. He's had his good story run at the moment. But, I'm going against it, going with the one guy. And for that reason, I'm going to say that against all of that, 40-20 is actually 100% Roman, because Roman Reigns is Tribal Chief. Let's believe. He's the best character right now. He's gonna beat everyone. You should be scared that you two are going against him. You watch out your doors at night because he'll come in, he'll take that seat, and he'll beat you guys down for not believing him.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like he'll come in like a Triple H Randy Orton sort of thing. You know, he'd come in.
He don't need to. He'll just sit there because he's a tribal chief.
So he's not coming in back in McGaff. He's just going to sit in McGaff.
No, he's not going to. He's going to take the seat at the head of the table. Jey Uso is going to do all the wrecking.
Main event.
You got this.
I would really love to see in future like a Brock Lesnar Roman match with Paul Heyman like on ringside. That'd just be cool.
I feel like that's going to happen. That would be the introduction of Brock Lesnar. Would be, you know, him going against Roman, and it can be Paul Heyman being like, "Oh God, where do I go? Who do I choose?" And then it's custody of Paul Heyman match. Custody of Paul Heyman match.
Oh my God. Oh no, we've talked about this. You can't own people.
I'm sorry. That thought popped into my head. Custody of Paul Heyman ladder match.
The thing that's interesting about that main event, though, for me is the fact that if Roman or Edge wins, I don't think there's as much concern about where does that leave Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan does want to go part time, and even if he doesn't, you know what I mean, he can do whatever else. But if Bryan wins, or whoever wins, where does that leave Roman Reigns or Edge? Even if one of them's champion, where does it leave the other one? It's a weird one. Because if Edge loses, I know there's people he wants to have a match. I know he wanted to have a match with Damian Priest at one point. I mean, he's Raw, but
I don't know. I feel like if Edge loses, he still has, like you said, he's still got another couple years in him. So he's then just going to have this drive. I think SummerSlam this year is going to be huge as well, because that should be a definite full capacity. I mean, I'm not saying that already. This is going to be full capacity, but by that point, I don't think there should be any question that everything should be. So I feel like that we're going to get some more WrestleMania level moments this year at SummerSlam. So I think they could hold off still for Edge doing that. And for that whole time with these months is him just building up that momentum and just really being like because he's only just come back saying he's a rated R superstar again. But in the last 2 weeks, if he was to build up some more, then I can definitely back him winning it at SummerSlam.
I think you make some good points. I agree fully. And I think there was something I was going to say there, but it's just gone from my head completely. Oh, not what you want on a podcast, is it?
It happens. Ooh. Right, so that's we've run through everything. I think we got overall. I mean, overall, it's looking like this whole
hefty weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be good with NXT. That's really going to hype us up. SmackDown, I think, could be pretty telling of what's to come. I think there'll be some other, might be some things that just add to a match or two going into it. Seeing Logan Paul suddenly being added in somewhere. But yeah, I think it's going to be a banging match, a banging weekend of wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah, it really is.
Absolutely buzzing.
Yeah. So that's been a very. It's been long. We've been here talking long for a long time, but it's warranted it. We need this long talk. It's gonna be good. So hope this has been enjoyable for the people watching. Thank you guys for hopping on again.
No worries. Hopefully next time.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate again that I'm very open for chicken sponsors as well. Just before we end it,
we all are. But as long as it's chicken won't hit me up. You know my usual.
I like how you brought the mic closer there.
I had to.
And also, next time we are on the podcast, I assume it might be us reviewing our predictions potentially.
Yeah, I think it should be.
Who comes out on top?
Oh yeah, have a little.
We'll see who's the most knowledgeable.
Probably a bit of that. Probably a bit of talking about Raw after WrestleMania, because we all know that's going to pop off.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. That should be.
Yeah, with the return of Charlotte, calling it now.
Hopefully Finn Balor. Hopefully maybe Adam Cole. You know.
I'm saying my big surprise is going to be Becky Lynch. I think she'll come back. Or Ronda Rousey. I think it's a really outside one. That's
a good shout.
I'm going to say CM Punk just because everyone says it after every pay-per-view. So
every dreams after any.
You never know.
You know, just like you finished that episode of SmackDown that was a literally meaningless episode of SmackDown. Can't believe they didn't bring out CM Punk. You know.
Literally. I mean, we can all hope one day.
I mean, we all know that if Punk, I know we're ending the podcast, but I'm just stating this: if Punk ever comes back, we all know it's coming in Chicago, right? So we don't have to worry about any other time of the year until they're in Chicago. That's all that matters.
If there's a major pay-per-view in Chicago, then I'll get hyped about, then I'll really believe that Punk's coming back. Otherwise, I don't see it happening still anytime soon.
Yep.
But yeah, that's been the podcast. It's been good long one. So cheers, guys. Yeah, that'll be the end.
Signing off.
Yes, signing off. It's the Scottish psychopath. It's Con Cena. It's the boy rated R J Star. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.